The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Great crowds were traveling with Jesus, and he turned and addressed them. If anyone comes to me without hating his father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Whoever does not carry his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. Which of you, wishing to construct a tower, does not first sit down and calculate the cost to see if there's enough for its completion? Otherwise, after laying the foundation and finding himself unable to finish the work, the onlookers should laugh at him and say, "This one began to build, but did not have the resources to finish." Or what king marching into battle would not first sit down and decide whether with 10,000 troops he can successfully oppose another king, advancing upon him with 20,000 troops? But if not, while he is still far away, he will send a delegation to ask for peace terms. In the same way, every one of you who does not renounce all his possessions cannot be my disciple. The Gospel of the Lord. So I've been an Eagles fan my entire life, and when I was in middle school, it was a fun team, but they weren't very good. And in my foolishness and my youthful naivete, I thought that they would go to the Super Bowl every year. But after a while, and after they continued to lose, I started rooting for another team. And I started rooting for the 49ers. And I really liked Steve Young as a quarterback. It was just someone who seemed like a good guy, and he was fun to watch. He was talented. But I rightfully got a lot of slack from that. I was called a fair weather fan. I was called a front runner. I say that with a bit of shame, and tongue-in-cheek, of course, too. And I say that because as I was reading Bishop Barron's reflection this morning, he had a word that came to mind that reminded me of that. Fair weather. And I think that's exactly what Jesus is talking about today. He says literally, you must hate your father, your mother, your wife, your brothers and sisters. And we might first ask ourselves, should we literally hate them? Well, that doesn't work. Because if that were true, he would hate his own mother, and that's not true. So what is he getting at? Are we fair weather followers, my friends? I don't think anyone here really is. But can we ask ourselves, what do we do that makes us, or could be interpreted as, a fair weather follower? How can we help others to go all in, all or nothing when it comes to the Lord? We can love the people in our lives. We can love the family. We can love friends. But if we don't love what is eternal in each of them, we're not loving fully. We're not directing them to their teleological end. We're not directing them to heaven. Our supreme and most important vocation is holiness, is getting to heaven. And if we're not helping each other get to heaven, we're not really working for the good of each other. So my friends, let's ask ourselves those questions today. Are we doing anything that makes us fair weather followers of Christ? Or are we all in?